Okay, hold on, y'all. Oh shit, I forget. I forgot to change the avatar on this thing. Oh, that's cool. How you doing? It's me, Zacharias. How you doing this evening? This night, should I say? All right. So we have the two. I saw Gigi's video back in February. I mean, just today, but it was February. Two exotical Creole women fighting. All right. So to me, they both look racially mixed because I don't go by what people think what black is. To me, historically, it was originally black, true black look, and I shout out to MC Chan, who's fully African, is dark chocolate, kinky hair, big lips, wide nose, dark eyes, like Akon, Lapita. Now, over the years, over the centuries, I should say, we are mixed. I might look more African, but I don't look pure African when it comes to my complexion. And if you get me out now, I stop using my bloodline that's to have African blood as a commodity coming to the world, okay? I'm supposed to be everybody else. I ain't supposed to put no standards and expectations on me, okay? So I unexpected to your expectations. So anyway, so the two women, I don't know why they fight who's lighter, who darker. And yeah, the other sister about 40 years old, she brown tone, but she's a little lighter tone, when I say lighter tone, I'm not talking about high yellow bright as in fair skin, pale complexion. I'm talking about she don't have a Creoles come in all colors. I have to disagree with Gigi, talking about the guys on that. Many of us are um yes, Creole in Louisiana meant native, or Creole in Spanish. Because the Spanish and French felt they were native to Louisiana or to the Americas, or and they started race mixing with, and they had children. They used the word Creole as like a mixed race identity. It's a cultural identity. Yes, you have some people who may be pure white, but most of us come in different complexions, hair textures. Not everybody has looked so-called exotic. Who not Creole. I mean, that's no offense. I would have to agree with Creole culture on that. That that's important because I am also a I was a model in law productions, going to school, El Paso Community College when I was at Job Corps because I have Job Corps has a college program. You stay on campus, you can go to El Paso Community College, right? And I was at Law Productions, and I was, as a model for them as well. And I went on MySpace, and I went to a Creole community, see my picture with with tuxedo on and my hair braided and all that. And nobody dare say who was too dark, who light. It was different complexions of us, and we got along. Even when it came to some of the Creoles that were not Catholic, that issue came up because I'm Catholic. I became Catholic 13. So your hair texture was Gigi curly, and her background is African American, Creole, Native American, I think some Irish, and Puerto Rican. I know she has some Puerto Rican in her too. And everybody thought because her hair texture, she was darker than me, that she was part American Mexican. In El Paso, Texas, because she was from Louisiana, but she lived in Boston. I miss her too because she got married. Well, no, we weren't dating. She was married to the dark skinned brother who mixed with Native American, and a homegirl who's part white, part Mexican. I hate that I become friends anymore because her homegirl was a roommate. I ain't trying to have a business. It was almost 20 years ago. for Mexican mixed chick. She was on them drugs, and we all were supposed to go see Kid from Kid and Play. And I'm real. I tell people in our past over there. That's why I miss my living over there because concerts are cheaper in Houston than not. So Kid came to the Bright Skin. Kid and Play. He came to El Paso on the comic strip on I-10 in El Paso, Texas, and it was $12. Now you know in Houston, Texas, if you're from Houston, the big city, it ain't gonna be a $12 to go see Kid, do comedy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we were supposed to go. We didn't get a chance to go, all four of us. So, and then her friend she kicked her back to 2006. So when I moved back to Houston, her and their brother, dark skin part black and the American, mixed heritage, ancestry wise, but he's still mixed. He became my dog. They got married. Um, so did, and she got her degree and stuff. She got her degree and everything. So I miss her. She was my homegirl. We had a different viewpoints, but you know, got along. A lot of us, but in the part black American descended Anglo-Saxon, say what OG Rancho said, Afro-Saxon and white Saxon, that community. Woo! I ain't trying to generalize. I'm talking about in my experience online. I didn't get this heat in the 90s or the early 2000s. I let people know what I look like. I don't lie. But when 2003, when I went to Mixed I used to be on, yes, if you know from me from Mixed.com, yeah, that's me from Texas. That was me. I was on Mixed.com and I said, I told Tragic Mix. I said, what in the hell? And I should never went until I was on mixtrace.com and I got along with a lot of people. It was all type mixes, different skin tone, hair texture, and that's one that brother, the mixed race brother, who from Canada, he run the site. I mixfolks.com, mixrace.com. Mixfolks.com was Steve Lewis. And then his mama part German, part out of him, and their dad African descendant. And it was a lot of toxicity in that news group. Oh, message board. We're gonna call it message board. It was whoo, I swear. So you not me and I had to argue. Yeah, baby, I was 23 years old, going 24. And I was on medication, and I did argue with them. I went toe to toe. Y'all know me. You don't tell me I'm not mixing. I'm telling you the truth. That's I am. I'm going through my hairs and all that. 'Cause I don't lie about that. But I noticed in the Black American and Anglo-Saxon mulatto groups, that's a problem. In the Creoles who are educated, that we come in different skin tones, it's not that. I have to agree with Creole culture with that. That is very true. Very true. That we don't have, because we passed that. That's why we have a culture genocide. That's why some people don't know about culture. They might know about Beyonce. They ain't the only Creole, but you know what I'm saying? We have a cultural genocide because the black and white, we call it binary, and then the colorism and hair texturism. And now we Creoles are scattered out and we're trying to still bring our culture back. And then, people think, oh, you don't want to call you want to be black. Can y'all stop with that nonsense? First of all, to those who are not Creole descent, I'm getting tired of hearing that mess. First of all, like I said, I think I said in my other video, you're going on with Master's order. There ain't nobody self-hating. So Master told you to stay in your place and don't move. Those who are African descent who don't buy in that, you want to say we self-hating because we not living. No, we love yourself. It's y'all who obeying Master who don't love yourself and be the master in with a 10. And I call it like it is. Because I guess there are colorism, heritage, but we have suffered from that. Creole people, we have suffered from that. That's why we don't repeat that. Because our families come in all different skin tones and hair textures. We don't, and we should not have that mindset. That's the Anglo-Saxon and Afro-Saxons And yes, I'm both Afro-Saxon, Anglo-Saxon. I'm a family tree, but I'm like, no, I'm not with that mindset. That's why I don't get along with her because, and I said mindset. You feel safe going along with white supremacist mindset and saying if you don't obey master, something bad gonna happen to you. I don't have that mentality. Yeah, the bad things happen, and guess what? I got back up and went on with my life. Also, I confronted. Like some of y'all gonna say, a white cop gonna say you black. I have my fake friend that bluish you, not bluish shadow, the one that tried to delete me. Okay, I'm trying to use these stupid edit censored words on YouTube. I'm like God dog it. Back in 2020, no, it wasn't bluish shadow. I meant bluish shadow on my own. I don't want to talk about this other bluish dude, and he made a false claim. I'm And I told them cops, you are committing official oppression because they got scared. White cops. I said, excuse me, when I did my application for my driver license, my state license, I put other back in July 27th, 2017. So I didn't put pure black. I don't have I told straight up, you are actually, the one drive rules no longer law. Them two white cops hushed because I knew I was talking about. You let your enemy run you. Okay, that's one thing that's why and I'm not trying to bash my ADOS people or Black and White FBA. That's why many of us lose because we let the oppressor mindset run us. We are afraid to challenge it. I'm not, because I got a life to live, okay? But you feel in order to be safe, stay with the place that master put you in, and then you want to say you're not in a place you hate yourself. No, I don't. You hate yourself. So, like I say, now y'all mixing with white people, and you're not telling your kids you mix too. They're not the first people in their family tree to have mixed hairs. You are part of mixed hairs too, and that really because I said if I had a child, let's say a woman that's not of African descent, and I have a child, I'm gonna tell my kids they're mixed heritage on my lineage. I'm gonna show them through my parents. They not yeah, they might have been listed as black as a stupid one drop rule, but technically they're mixed. And I'm gonna show them the dictionary trace it more in the ancestry. It didn't say anything about what you look like, how percentage your DNA. It didn't say none of that. It specifically said two races more ancestry. So there should not be no misinterpretation of the definition. And I'm gonna let you know your daddy, I might be perceived as black, but I'm multiracial. And this is my lineage. Wasn't for these different races in my family tree, I wouldn't be here to produce you. So that's what these interracial black and white are telling these kids that, and these kids grow up thinking that their parents are 100% black. It's like, what the heck? Stupid. But us Creoles who do our history, I can't speak for every Creole because there's some Creoles who don't. But the Creoles who do know their history, if we make kids with some outside the Afro descendant community, we're gonna tell, and even if you make inside the Afro descendant community, we're gonna tell our kids what they're mixed with on our lineage. We're not gonna, and that's the problem. I don't want to be part of this society. Let me tell you something, y'all. I get tired of hearing this. I've heard this before. You should have all right, other side don't like me. And guess what? It can kiss my ass. I don't need to be part of society. There's a lot of people who in live America who don't be part of the mainstream. Okay? Once you guys can go up the ladder and you see how fake people are, you don't have the mindset, I need validation. You give your own self validation. Okay? I don't, there's many times I've done 10 times. I wish I had her money and get out of here. For real. When they say Trump getting the accent on accuracy and people, okay, well, hey, you gotta be a place in the department of Europe. Shit, with baby Tina Turner. Baby, Miss Tina Turner made it about it out in Switzerland. I love me some Tina, God rest her soul. But y'all going on your parents, and one thing I'm very upset with them, they're not telling the that they're mixed too. They should be educating. You have this in your bloodline, your daddy had a mama, whatever. And I'm sorry, but let's say if I had a child with a white woman, I'm gonna let my kids know your daddy is also mixed too. This is my daddy. This what happened out here. My mama, your grandma happened here. And this and that. Because you letting them know where they come from, so they want to have this mindset. Because I swear, I'm sorry to say this, but in the Anglo-Saxon, Afro-Saxon mixed communities, it's an issue because their parents that somebody who don't look white, ain't white. Afro that we had, some all colors. So that's why Rachel Dolezal was able to say she's black. Okay, so you might so we just anybody just put as black, and you could be any shade of hair texture. You know what I'm saying? So white people, like I said, the reason why I mostly don't worry about the white ones. Let me explain something. The ones who are mixed in the white community, they got to come out and say what they are. Okay, we have a choice. Keyword: we were forced like a cattle put branded to be put as 1% black and we're mixed. You see what I'm saying? And the ones that pass white, that question what she was. Even before she bleached her hair blonde, or everybody questioned what the heck she was. But ain't no white woman. You know, she is part white, and she also part Hispanic. She's not only African American, but her dad was part Hispanic, Venezuelan. But I think I see this mess outside of the Creole. We suffered. The Creole community has suffered from that colorism mess. That's why you see me Creoles do not have this colorism mindset because it broken the families up, and we are when you educate when you have a multiple just like George Jefferson told Helen and Helen and Tom, when you meet racist, you have a sword nuts. We like a sword nuts. It's funny how you lie to me talking about Sherman when, but yeah, my point. We like a sword nuts. They come out colors. The dark chocolate, like West Night up to white passing. And I wish that we unite, in a way. Now, I ain't talking about those who toxic, take your toxic ass away from me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But those not type we should, and let me explain why that I very harp on it because I go back about the Deborah situation, the Spanish racist Latino woman at Starbucks. Them two white passing Creole sisters that at Starbucks had my, and I treat them like they're my sister. I can care less than like white women. That old racist Latino was trying to stoop. One of them told me what was going on. I didn't tell that old curly hair, light skin. I said she is a sister. I said it's funny you lied to me. Are y'all jealous of? I noticed that too. Do y'all be jealous of y'all? They have resentment. I am different hair texture, but they still look ethnic and black, and they look like a white person, and they not lying. This resentment. No, they ain't. No, they ain't. It's like, wait a minute, what they do to you? Because I ain't got that resentment. Shoot. Let me explain something. I know there's some colorist ones who white pass as well, but also those who are not. And I met those when I was on the street. I had white passing Creole people help me out. And I'm with one brother who's my competitor, Cameron. I said, hey, what's up, brother, to the white passing, dark hair, dark brown hair Creole dude to drive Metro. And I said, I said, yeah, brother, he is a brother. He's one of us. And he was happy. The dude kind of like Johnny Depp, and Johnny has African American blood. He helped me out when I was on the street. Last time I saw talking about the Judge Garcia had got me, he said he could go ride hell what he did to you and other people. He sure did. We and he said yeah, we was trying to get rid of him. I'm glad that guy he was part of a political committee. Get rid of Judge Garcia. Exactly. but the brother he with the bright high he with camera like me. I'm like I got. I said, y'all be jealous of the people because if they like I said, let's say if I was white passing, I would have my community. Yeah, I go past and see who's saying who and who's saying and who. That's one thing I give my white passing brothers and sisters credit. Those who don't coon and all that, who's there for the community. They will go and pass and tell you what Karen and Kevin saying. They will help you. They will go because people realize it's in. Since I can't pass white, okay. In slavery, let's say me and uh, Channing Tatum. And yes, Channing Tatum is part black. He part Creole. He admitted his dad's Creole. Let's say we get out the plantation. We tired being beaten, treated like slaves, and treated less than human. So Channing Tatum, you like, I can't pass white, right? I act like I think I act like a master to get away from because those who look white will have to act like the master in public. So nobody would never think they was getting out the plantation. See, if you don't know the history, Martin King, I know a sister, they knew Martin King when I was at college, we talking about Afro Mexicans, right? It was at University of El Paso, in University of Texas in El Paso, Utah. We're talking about Afro Mexicans doing Black History Month. And she would tell no, it wasn't her, it was somebody else. Um, wasn't at the college, that's a different story. But another person had said that during the civil rights movement, Martin King had a friend who looked white, who was African descent, and they would go past to see what the white people who were racist were saying and trying to plot. Do you see why I don't have this anger toward those who white passing? I don't. I came from a person who was white. My third grandfather, and my third grandfather, Sam Collins. And there's people in my family embarrassed to mention his name. What did he do wrong? Please tell me he did wrong. Oh y'all man, I look like him. I ain't come out looking like Sam Collins, my third grandfather. But baby, if we was able to live longer, like Jeremy W. Carter, there was I'm sure that he would, if he, and I'm sure he would help his third grandson here in this racist state. Go find on yeah, because that's what people do who look white, who was not the past. They would help the community go behind the scenes and see what's going on. That's why I don't have this resentment to mixed race black people. I don't. But some of y'all in our community had this resentment. You know, like saying people might brown tone like me, but I met some bright high yellow. I'm like, what did they do to you? What you jealous of? Because you came out looking like a white person? That's what it is. They trying to help the community. Okay? They pass and find out who trying to plot, who trying to lynch us, and you know, like Walter White did. And that's why I don't have this issue. Anybody mean you're essential. It's the truth. We live in a white country, stolen from our neighboring ancestors. So what are you regarding? That's why even to this day, even though we still fight racism, it's not as extreme as back in the day. And I know the Trump administration got it back, but still, we see how we fight back. I ain't trying to tell Bill I got my food stamps. I haven't spent it yet. I think Trump also heard me say $20,000. Yeah, about the stimulus check. They spy me on the YouTube. Okay, I showed these 12. I take $2,000 too, but I said 20, same rate that David Mann was paying at the house down there. So yeah, shoes. I ain't gonna lie that. I'm putting God's hand on that $20. I ain't gonna give it a try, give it some my own way. Well, okay. But what I'm saying is that there have people who white pass and who help me out. If I had that mentality, oh, you not black, you not part black, you just white, I would never got the help. It's resentment that's what it is, resentment that they can pass and no one not questioning their part something. They're straight up passing white. But let me tell you something, those who can pass white can help you when you can't pass. If you're trying to get a job and the white passing brother or sister is HR and somebody who's Becky Brad trying to make sure you don't get a job, they can go over and stop that situation. See, you better count your blessings, people. We don't live in Zimbabwe, okay, or Kenya or Nigeria. We live in a racist, white supremacist country that was stolen from our Native American ancestors by white ancestors. You know, white ancestors enslaved, brought slaves from other African tribes and put enslaved African ancestors in the ship and oppressed us. That's the history of the United States. Why race is important? Because this country made people of color work for free and made it rich. See why class and race is a big issue here in the United States? That's why we love this country. Slavery made, you know, you want to pay us no reparations, and that's something. It's some they want to get money for that too. You know, I'm not claiming Native American roots because I need money, baby. But even I get a penny, I still don't claim I have Native American roots regardless. Because I'm telling the truth who I am. I'm tired of people using the black part of my roots, and I'm not ashamed of my black roots. But stop using it as a commodity. Stop trying to put your expectations on it. We supposed to be free by the term, the meaning of freedom. Nobody supposed to be like for example, do you think I care about some sister dating a white man? I'm not no male pygmisha. It's one thing I love about being individualistic and not being collective is that you want, it's like, want someone to live through you. No, I know it's not going to happen. Shoot. I care about I have my own way. Okay? So, I'm gonna get back to the subject with two Creole sisters. For y'all to be arguing about who was Cafe LA, and I have to agree with Gigi. That woman's not no the cafe on the cafe LA. I thought it was light brown, but she put a latte, the picture that almost milk. That sister who close to my complexion, actually both of them have a brown tone. It's not dark. They a little lighter than me, but they're not no pale complexion. What do y'all fight over about who is not this is childish. It's childish. Which I reunite with people who have the same mind frame. Sorry, because but forget about the people because they us I mean people their Creole roots. They're dark skin or they're brown or they're higher bright or whatever. We if they we usually get along. And that's one thing I said when I was in my MySpace back in 2016. I was in the Creole group, and I never said who was too dark, who like. We saw each other brothers and sisters. There was no arguing. They had to arguing about it. They saw my picture out. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it be that use OG Rancho's words. Yes, yeah, it does. I'm serious. You know, because us Creoles, we know they were mixed, and we know that mixed means ancestry. And we do have different skin tones and heritages in our community. That's the beautiful being Creole. And when I meet Creole people, yes, I do get happy. But outside the Creole community, with the racial binary, black and white division, that's why we're seeing some cocoa biracials have this either or hate towards black or hate towards white. It is annoying, trust me, because you're representative of your roots. And I just like I tell people, one thing about us, I can't speak for every people, but the ones who have the mindset I'm talking about right now, we don't have this problem of dating white people. Okay, the racist ones we're not gonna date. But those who share the viewpoint I'm talking about, because it can't be everybody, date a white person, that's in our bloodline. I may not look like a white person, but that's in my bloodline. Just like I'm dating an African woman, that's in my bloodline too. What is the issue? People should be able to date what they want to date. We in America. You should be happy who they do. Like the Vestas, they can date a white man. I can care less. I'm glad they don't like me. The Vestas, they don't like me. I don't like them. Not because they sister, because they don't like me. Period. I don't see, oh my sister, please don't go with a white man. That's her business. Whatever she do with her coochies, man, ain't my problem. Shoot, I'm glad I have a mindset of being your own person. Shoot, for real. All about telling me what I can I do. I am that Leo. I do. I actually hate that when someone try to tell me what I can I do the hell I want to do. But we should not be having this discussion about who lighter, who darker, or what for. We should unite. And like I said back in 2016, tell on MySpace, it felt peaceful in that Creole group. It sure was. And I saw Creoles of every freaking skin tone, hair, tint, dark up to it. It was good.